Planet Earth presents The Lost Continents.
Long ago, people said 3 great continents sank underwater. Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu. Scientists ask if these 3 continents were ever real. This series explores the stories and the science behind them. In the heart of the Pacific, stories whisper of a vanished world some call Mu. Some writers imagined Mu as a sister to Atlantis, a second lost world beneath the Pacific waves.
Augustus Leplongeon studied Maya sites and suggested his own personal theories about a distant Pacific past.
He wrote of Queen Mu, a legendary ruler he linked to a great lost civilization. Leplongeon proposed that survivors of Mu spread out, inspiring cultures across the ancient world. In his writings, Mu became a radiant Pacific empire, now imagined beneath miles of water. He believed Maya inscriptions preserved memories of Mumui's downfall, a disaster from another age. Most scholars rejected his translations, calling them speculation rather than science.
Yet the idea spread, inspiring explorers, mystics, and storytellers to imagine Mu in their own ways.
Some later writers pictured Mu as a symbolic cradle of humanity, the first spark of civilization. To some, he was a bold dreamer. To others, a man carried too far by imagination. Artists and spiritual writers reshaped his ideas, turning Mu into a symbol of hidden wisdom. From Europe to America, public talks and popular books carried the legend of Mu to new audiences.
Even as machines transformed the world, people still longed for a lost paradise beyond the horizon.
As Leplongeon faded from view, others picked up the story of Mu and carried it into a new century. In the early 1900s, James Churchward introduced his personal ideas about a place he believed existed, which he called Mu. He claimed to have learned from secret tablets of a vanished priesthood called the Naakal. In his books, Mu became home to millions of people living in a grand, orderly world. Churchward described Mu as guided by a single divine law, reflected in its art and design. He wrote of priest scientists who guarded knowledge of stars, farming, and healing. In his vision, Mu harnessed sunlight through crystals, bathing its temples in shifting color. Churchward's maps placed Mu across the Central Pacific, with colonies reaching far beyond. He suggested that writing systems whirled with carried echoes of Mu's original symbols. These Mu lived in long peace, a golden age of calm cities, music, and measured design. Then, in his narrative, the land began to change, ground shifting, seas growing restless. He described volcanoes and great waves tearing Mu apart until the continent was gone. That, in his story, survivors sailed out across the Pacific, carrying fragments of their knowledge. Churchward claimed these later cultures were distant reflections of Muili's forgotten world. Researchers pointed out that his evidence was weak. No tablets, no verifiable sources. Till readers were captivated, and Mu moved further from history into legend. From Hawaii to Easter Island, the Pacific is a vast sea of islands, each holding its own stories. Long before modern maps, Polynesian navigators crossed thousands of miles using stars and waves.
In many traditions, chants and stories speak of homelands that sank beneath the sea.
Some Polynesian tales remember a land called Hiva, a great place said to have vanished in disaster. Around the Pacific Rim, myths in Asia also speak of islands lost to fire and water.
In the Andes, stories tell of people who came from lands beyond the sea to teach new ways of life.
Some island groups remember ancestors walking on land that, in their stories, now lies under the waves.
Linguists find shared roots in words for home and origin, suggesting deep links across the Pacific.
From Moai heads to stone cities, massive monuments stand as quiet witnesses to ancient skill. Beneath these islands is a ring of volcanoes, a powerful zone where new land is born and old land break the part. Modern science studies the same ocean with new tools, separating geology from legend. Across ages, islands rise and sink here, creating real change that might echo in old stories. Perhaps myths like Mu hold memories of such changes, shaped by time and retold in poetic form. Migrations stitched the Pacific together, weaving many peoples into one vast ocean story.
Whether Mu existed or not, the Pacific itself remains the living heart of these shared traditions.
As science advanced, researchers examined Mu more closely and questioned whether it could ever have been real. Sonar revealed a young, volcanic seafloor, thin crust, ridges and trenches, not a sunken continent. Plate tectonics showed that continents move and reshape, but they don't simply sink as whole landmasses. The deep Pacific reaches extreme depths, ruled by pressure and molten rock far below any ancient city. Despite searches, no confirmed ruins or fossils match the grand civilization described in Mu stories. Scholars pointed to invented sources and unverified claims, placing Mu firmly outside accepted science. By mid-century, Mu joined Atlantis and Lemuria as examples of how imagination can outrun the facts. Modern mapping revealed real submerged landforms, offering new insights into Earth's changing geology. Zealandia, mostly submerged, showed that large continental fragments can exist hidden below the ocean.
Discoveries like this remind us that careful science and human wonder can move forward together.
In chasing legendary continents, we learned more about Earth's real, restless crust beneath our feet. Legends like Mu may not be literally true, but they reveal our drive to link mystery with meaning. Each question about Mu turns us back to a larger one: how much of our own planet we still have left to explore. In the end, science and myth both arise from awe, two ways of looking toward the unknown. Though science set it aside, Mu still appears in books, films, and art around the world. Authors use Mu as a canvas, reflecting our hopes, fears, and ideas about lost civilizations. Artists paint Mu in shimmering color, turning the legend into living worlds beneath the sea.
Some modern spiritual groups speak of Mu as a symbol of harmony and inner peace.
Crystals linked with Mu are said, in these beliefs, to carry healing energy and forgotten wisdom. In pop culture, Mu reappears in games, comics, and animation as a stage for adventure. Today's explorers still search the depths, not to prove Moose, but to uncover real unknowns below.
For many, Mu now symbolizes connection, binding distant shores around one ocean. The sea still hides countless secrets, ecosystems, mountains, and valleys no one has seen before.
The legend of Mu reminds us that curiosity itself is a voyage, always pulling us forward.
Perhaps myths like this are less about maps and more about our longing for a distant home. They teach us that loss and renewal are part of Earth's rhythm, both above and below the waves. Mu lives where science and story meet, in the space between evidence and imagination. When we listen closely, the ocean seems to whisper of worlds once dreamed and worlds yet to come.
Mu may never have existed, yet its story rises with every dawn, keeping the mystery of the Pacific alive.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the journey. Please subscribe to discover more insightful stories.